Right out of the box, you've got your huge filter, then you've got your box, you've got your tube, and then you've got your connection that goes to that tube, and then this will connect to the throttle body. And then, of course, you've got your little valve. So let's go ahead and get the K&N off the truck and start piecing this bad boy together. Here's the factory box that I had to get off the truck, and here is the K&N entry-level cold air intake that I went with. So it utilizes the factory box with a drop-in air filter, and this is just a plastic tubing. The cold air inductions, I'm looking forward to seeing it on the truck. It's got that clear box and it's got aluminum tubing. So I think that's going to really spruce up under the hood. Let me get this K&N off of here and we'll start with the cold air inductions install. First things first, go ahead and grab you a 10mm socket and disconnect the negative side of the battery. In order to take this K&N off, I need to loosen up the clamps. I need to take the PCV valve loose from both sides, and then I'm going to take the tube and pull it straight towards you off the throttle body, and then go ahead and loosen up the other clamps from the box and go ahead and pull that loose, and then I'm going to take the rest of it and pull it loose from the box. So I've gotten all that off, and there's your throttle body, and there is the tube gone. So that was all that was really with that kit, and then you've got the filter. So let me get this box off and we'll continue on. Let's go ahead and disconnect the wiring harness from the mass airflow sensor. So you're going to pull this red tab back, and then you're going to press down and pull back. There are 3 screws you got to take loose in order to get this box off. So right there's one, right back there is the second one, and right here is the third. So let me go ahead and unscrew those, and this box should come right off. Go ahead and grab you a screwdriver, take all 3 screws loose, put them aside. You will need to reuse them for the new box. And then, once you get those screws out, pull that box straight up, and it should come right off. Here's the last piece of the puzzle to that other kit. So this one has not been on there too long, still looks pretty good. So I've got this off. Let me continue on. We are rocking and rolling on this install. We're right in the middle of it. I've got both kits on the bench. So let's go ahead and just do a side-by-side comparison. Here's the K&N. I do need to grab the mass airflow sensor, put it on the new setup, and here's the cold air inductions. Now that this is on the bench, I need to get me a T20, and we need to get this mass airflow sensor off here. We need to remove these with a 2.5mm Allen wrench. So I'm going to grab those off of there. Let's go ahead and slide that sensor in the new pipe, and then we're going to put the screws in that came with it, and do not over tighten these. Just get them snug and then a little bump. Let's go ahead and slide this piece on the throttle body. So make sure that is good and connected well, and don't go and tighten the screws yet, because you want to line everything up. So I'm going to leave that loose for now. We're going to grab this valve, and you want to hear it click, and then we're going to connect it to this side, and it clicked. Before you install the filter in the housing, you'll want to peel off the protective coating. So just pick a corner, start it, and just slowly peel it back until it comes all the way off. It's not too bad. And then once you get that off, you see the nice clear piece. You can see the filter. And then you just want to take that filter, slide it in just like that, and make sure it goes all the way through. Make sure you take the clamp off. It's a lot easier to get it through there. And then once you've got it installed correctly, grab your clamp, put it on there, and don't tighten it yet. So when you are installing this tube onto the airbox, there is a dot on the actual tube, and then there's a dot on the little rubber piece. So we're going to slide that and make sure you line those dots up perfectly, and then we can go ahead and tighten that up and put the box in the truck. After you've gotten the box in here, go ahead and put the 3 screws back in here, 1, 2, 3, and then go ahead and take the tube and contorque it in all the way. make sure it is properly in there, and then we will tighten that down. Okay guys, so we are done with this install. It's looking great under the hood. I did have to take this connection right here, feed it under this line in order for it to reach, and also cut that tie wrap right there. So let's crank her up. Okay, so we've got her cranked up, and we're gonna kind of put our hand around the areas, make sure you don't feel any leaks or anything like that, and everything seems good. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some clips of revving it up. Alright guys, well I'm driving around testing this thing out. It definitely doesn't have any loud suction noises in the cab, but it does have a little bit more power. So when I get on it, I feel it. Now as far as the Borla Attack, I think it actually sounds a little bit louder. It's got a really nice growl to it now, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And I'm pretty pleased with this cold air inductions intake, so good job. So some of you guys might be wondering, hey Zach, why did you uninstall the K&N? You already had a cold air intake. Well, I feel like that was a step into a cold air intake. I first went with this filter and I didn't really see much gains or anything like that. So I saw on their website that K&N had the tube that went with it. It was a cold air intake kit. And that was kind of a basic change. And then this is kind of your intermediate step up. And I'm not saying I don't like this. I just feel like there could be more out there. You could be getting more power. So I kind of wanted like that big air filter to see if I could get that. So I came across cold air inductions mainly because of the design. So they've got that aluminum pipe, and then they've got the box where you can see through. Looks really premium. And I really do notice a difference driving that thing around. It seems like it's definitely got more power. And it makes me kind of think, why do you even want a cold air intake? Well, the thing about it is, us as truck guys, we love lift kits, we love oversized tires, and in my opinion, you need more power, whether that be a aftermarket exhaust, a cold air intake, to kind of combat that loss and sluggishness you get with the lift kits and the bigger tires. So that's why I like to combat that with those options. And you know, I really like cold air inductions because they kind of remind me of Nitto, if you're speaking in tire terms. Nitto is innovating, and like they've got the ridge grapplers, but they didn't stop there. They also have the recon grapplers. And K&N kind of reminds me of like BF Goodrich. It's been the same tire for thousands, millions of years. There's not really been any change there. I feel like cold air inductions is like the Nitto, but for cold air intakes. So that's why I went with that one, and I'm really enjoying it. Seems great. All right, guys, so we're all done here. This thing looks great under the hood as far as performance. When I was driving around, it definitely seemed like it passed that test. So as far as miles per gallon, I'm gonna have to do an update video on that. I've got to drive it around for a while, see how it does. But this was really not that bad to install. Give yourself about an hour and you should be able to get it done in that time. So I appreciate y'all watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, see y'all.